Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
And welcome back to our final episode of Chatting with the Chamber for 2014. For this third segment, I am happy to be joined by Dawn Goplin of the Dawn Goplin Agency, a state farm insurance agency. Welcome to the show, Dawn.
Thank you, Carl. We're very excited to be here today.
And for starters, why don't you just tell me a little bit about your business and how it is you came to Verona?
We are so to be part of Verona, and the opportunity to come to Verona was because State Farm has identified that this area is a growing opportunity. You know, with all the businesses in Verona, it's really growing. So State Farm identified that we would have a second location, and having two offices as a State Farm agent is unique. There's 18,000 State Farm agents in the country, and only 84 of them have a second office. So we have worked really hard for this opportunity and so excited to use our best practices from the Junction Road office and put them in place in Verona.
Okay. And you just brought it up, you had an office at Junction Road in Middleton, correct?
It's actually a Madison address. It's next to Target or near Target on the west side.
Okay.
Yeah, very close to the Middleton address though.
Oh, okay. And tell us a little bit more about you. How did you get into the insurance business in the first place?
Yeah, that's a good question, Carl. When I was 16 in high school, the local State Farm agent, his name is Woody Erickson in Dodgeville, he always had a high school student that worked there, and I was selected. Now that criteria to be selected was that you went to the church, that he was a member, and his wife was a substitute teacher at the high school, and she helped select the ones that were doing the right things in school. So that's how the interview process happened, and I was selected. So that's really how my career with State Farm started. Woody's an amazing agent, and he's still working.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you have to take any special courses out of high school or anything to do this, or?
Well, I finished high school, and then I graduated from UW-Madison.
Okay.
And then I started, I did a brief stint at Land's End. And then Woody called and he wanted a full-time person, and he liked my work product from before and invited me back.
So did you start in Dodgeville then, or did you start in?
I did.
All right.
I did. And then I became licensed, so I was licensed to sell insurance. Then I went to corporate State Farm, and I handled auto claims for State Farm for 10 years, so I handled every ugly scenario possible. So that really allows us to help customers through that claim process. That's really why we all buy insurance, so that we can do all of that. And then after I did claims for a while, I spent 6 years handling training for agents. Lots of technology changes throughout that era and helping them come up with systems so their offices could be efficient and helping the customer.
So you know just about every angle of the business then?
I do.
Well, that's good.
I do. Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit more about starting a business in Verona. What have been the challenges so far?
You know, I think our biggest challenge is that we just don't have enough hours in the day. Like, there's so much opportunity in Verona. Verona has been so welcoming to us. We did an event yesterday morning at a local child care preschool business, and we were greeting all of the parents as they dropped off the kids. All of a sudden one of the teachers came out of the class and she said, "Hi," and she said, "I knew that voice. She's one of my clients from the Junction Road location." So it's awesome to just continue to build our name and our business and help customers.
And if there was one thing that you could explain to the people of Verona about either your agency in particular or State Farm in general, or even the insurance business, what would that be?
You know, State Farm is all about helping our customers with financial services and their insurance products. State Farm has evolved, as a lot of businesses have over the years. In '99, we started offering banking and mutual funds, so we can really we are all multi-line agencies doing financial services and insurance products. And our offices are all our team members are completely licensed in the financial services, banking, and insurance products, so we can help everybody with all the products.
And you know, I imagine, having been in insurance this long, customer service is a big part of the business, and just kind of knowing how to handle people, and especially probably in difficult situations sometimes. Without, of course, identifying anybody by name, are there any kind of stories you can share that maybe you're particularly proud of, or you're very helpful to somebody, or just interesting customer service that people out there might kind of give them a better idea of what your business is like?
Yeah, we think of our best day as your worst day, if you will. When you have that terrible claim, I'm thinking of a fire that was right down the road, and it was a electrical fire, and it displaces the customer. Like, it's a long process. You have to have the contractors there, you have the estimates, you have to repurchase all your personal property. It can be a 6 months, a year-long process, and we're there to hold your hand through the whole process.
So, being able to work with people is probably an important part of this job, simply because sometimes they would be totally frantic, and sometimes they might be just completely calm after a situation. Is that your experience?
Absolutely, Carl. There's always, when the phone rings, it's typically an auto claim or a fire claim. Auto happens most often, right? We're at that time where the snow happens and everybody kind of forgets how to drive. And if you slide into a snowbank later today, initially that is devastating. But ultimately that's just an aggravation. It isn't a big deal. Nobody died. Nobody's house burnt down. Those are the devastation situations, and those are the ones that were there. And yes, everybody handles them differently. We always want to ask you, is everybody okay? Really, at the end of the day, that's what's the most important part, and then work through it, and that works best for you.
And I'm sure people just don't think of that when they think of an insurance office being able to, they think of the policy and the paperwork and sign on the dotted line. They don't think of actually working with people like you do.
Right, it's that promise that we can deliver after the claim happens, and having somebody local and somebody that's there to actually take care of it whenever it happens is what is really important.
All right. Well, Dawn, if someone in Verona watching this show wanted to get a hold of you to discuss insurance and anything else, what would be the best way to do that?
They can call us. They can stop by. We're here from 8:30 until 6 every day. On Saturdays, we're here from 9 till noon. They can also Google us and Google Dawn Goplin, and you'll see 2 email addresses. They'll go to either office, and we just contact each customer and ask them which location they'd like. So you can send us a piece of mail. It's any way that you want to contact us.
And the address of the office here is?
901 Whalen Road, Suite D. D like Dawn.
Right. And for those of you who like landmarks, because this is a relatively new business, it's an office building right next to Gray's Tide House.
Correct.
Right on Whalen Road, right across from Once Upon a Time Daycare Center. So those are your 2 good landmarks. And the phone number here, Dawn?
That phone number is 608-497-3102.
3102, okay. And again, the website?
The website is dawngoplinInsurance.com.
All right. Well, thank you for being part of our show today, Dawn. And that wraps up our final Chatting with the Chamber segment for 2014. On behalf of the Verona Area Chamber of Commerce, I'd like to wish everybody out there a safe and happy holiday season, and we'll see you in 2015.
Thank you, Carl.
Ching, 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 ding, ching, ching. Ching, 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 ding, ching, ching. Doralice, eu bem que lhe disse, amar é tolice, é bobagem, é ilusão. Eu prefiro viver tão sozinho ao